Have you ever noticed how your social life changes as you grow older? Today, I want to share a profound saying with you. Everyone gradually transitions from being sociable to embracing solitude. At first glance, sociability and solitude might seem like opposites, but in reality, they complement each other. When we're young, we naturally choose to be sociable because we're still exploring life's social circles and building connections. This phase is all about experiencing and enjoying the vibrant interactions that come our way. But why does this change as we age? As we accumulate experiences and wisdom, our priorities shift. In the middle and later years of life, many of us find ourselves preferring solitude over constant social interactions. This isn't because we've lost the desire to connect, but rather because we've learned to cherish peace, quiet, and meaningful relationships over frequent socializing with strangers. In this video, we'll delve deeper into this natural progression from sociability to solitude. We'll explore the reasons behind this shift, share personal stories of individuals like Uncle Ma and Miss Wang, and discuss how embracing solitude can lead to a more fulfilling and peaceful life in our later years. Whether you're curious about your own social journey or seeking ways to balance social interactions and alone time, this discussion will provide valuable insights. Stay with us as we uncover the beauty of transitioning from a bustling social life to the serene embrace of solitude, and discover how this change can enrich your life in unexpected ways. Don't forget to subscribe and share if you find this topic meaningful. Let's embark on this journey together, ensuring that no one ever feels alone. Most elderly people's lives follow a similar pattern. They develop their own unique rhythm and established habits that provide a sense of stability and comfort. In their later years, many individuals become increasingly hesitant to visit others' homes easily. This reluctance stems from the perception that life in old age is not as easygoing as it once was. Physical limitations, such as reduced mobility or ongoing health concerns, can make the effort of traveling to someone else's residence more challenging and less convenient. Additionally, adapting to different environments or managing the logistics of getting to and from another person's home can be both stressful and exhausting for the elderly. Visiting others can sometimes bring unintended complications. For example, the preparation required for a visit, such as dressing appropriately or ensuring personal comfort, can feel overwhelming. There is also the emotional strain of engaging in social interactions that may seem forced or superficial, particularly if the relationships are not deeply meaningful. Furthermore, misunderstandings or conflicts can more easily arise in these settings, leading to feelings of discomfort or anxiety. As a result, many elderly individuals prefer to limit their visits to others' homes as much as possible during their later years. Instead, they might choose to host guests in their own homes where they feel more in control and comfortable. Alternatively, meeting in neutral, public places like cafes or parks can be a preferred option, as these settings require less preparation and reduce the potential for personal inconvenience. Several key factors contribute to this preference. Staying in their own homes allows elderly individuals to move freely and comfortably without the physical strain of traveling or the need to adapt to different environments. This sense of familiarity is crucial for their emotional well-being, as it minimizes the potential for social stresses, such as awkward conversations or unintentional conflicts. Maintaining their own space also grants them a sense of independence and control over their daily lives, which is essential for their self-esteem and mental health. Health considerations play a significant role as well, especially during times of health concerns such as flu seasons or pandemics. Minimizing visits helps protect both their own health and that of others. By reducing the frequency of visits, elderly individuals can focus on more meaningful and fulfilling interactions, rather than feeling obligated to attend numerous social gatherings that may not bring them joy. Managing energy levels is another important aspect. Socializing can be physically and mentally draining, and limiting visits helps conserve energy for activities that they truly enjoy and find rewarding. By prioritizing their comfort, health, and happiness, elderly individuals make conscious choices that enhance their quality of life in their later years. Understanding these factors allows us to better appreciate the decisions elderly individuals make to prioritize their well-being. Embracing their need for solitude and respecting their boundaries fosters more meaningful and respectful relationships, ensuring that their later years are spent in peace and contentment. 1. Visiting others can often be perceived as a form of disturbance, especially when each family situation is unique and dynamic. In old age, most individuals no longer represent the entire family unit. Instead, they become a part of a smaller, more intimate household. This shift means that when a friend invites you over, perhaps out of a sense of obligation, face-saving, or other social reasons, it doesn't necessarily translate to a warm and welcoming environment. In reality, the family members of your friend might feel that your presence disrupts their routine or personal space, even if the invitation was extended with the best intentions. Take the experience of Uncle Ma next door, for example. He often describes himself as careless and never thinking much, which reflects his laid-back approach to life. One day, while taking a leisurely walk around the community, Uncle Ma unexpectedly ran into a high school classmate he hadn't seen in decades. Discovering that they now lived in the same community during his 60s was a pleasant surprise. Naturally, Uncle Ma felt a surge of happiness at reconnecting with a friend from his youth. The classmate, perhaps wanting to rekindle their old friendship, invited Uncle Ma to his home for a few dishes and some drinks. Uncle Ma, who enjoys drinking but often finds himself lacking drinking buddies, was particularly delighted by this invitation. He looked forward to the camaraderie and the chance to reminisce about old times. So he began visiting his classmate's house regularly on weekends, always bringing a few dishes to share. Initially, these gatherings were enjoyable and provided a sense of community and belonging that Uncle Ma cherished. However, Uncle Ma started to notice a change in the atmosphere during these visits. His classmate's wife began to show a strange and uncomfortable expression whenever Uncle Ma arrived. Despite this, Uncle Ma didn't overthink the situation. He continued to enjoy the drinks and the company, believing that everything was fine. It wasn't until a few weeks later that the true nature of the invitation became clear. As Uncle Ma continued his frequent visits, his classmate eventually confided in him that every weekend Uncle Ma came to drink was causing significant tension at home. His wife and children felt that their lives were being disturbed by these regular visits. They perceived Uncle Ma's presence as an unwelcome intrusion into their private family time, leading to feelings of frustration and resentment. It was a difficult realization for Uncle Ma to understand that what he had taken as a sincere gesture of friendship was, in fact, causing discomfort and discord within his friend's household. This experience taught Uncle Ma a valuable lesson about the complexities of social interactions in old age. He realized that the initial invitation might have been a polite gesture rather than a genuine desire for frequent visits. By taking the invitation at face value, he inadvertently created an unintended burden for his friend's family. This situation highlights how well-meaning actions can sometimes lead to misunderstandings and strained relationships, especially when the dynamics of each household differ. Uncle Ma's story serves as a poignant reminder that while socializing is important, it's equally crucial to be mindful of the boundaries and comfort levels of others. In old age, when routines and personal spaces become more established, unsolicited or frequent visits can disrupt the delicate balance of family life. Understanding and respecting these boundaries can help maintain harmonious relationships and prevent unnecessary tensions. Moreover, this narrative underscores the importance of clear communication. Had Uncle Ma and his classmate discussed the frequency and nature of their visits openly, they might have found a more balanced approach that accommodated everyone's needs and preferences. It's essential to recognize that what one person perceives as friendly and engaging, another might view as intrusive or burdensome. In conclusion, Uncle Ma's experience illustrates the delicate nature of social interactions among the elderly. While the desire to maintain friendships and social connections remains strong, it's important to navigate these relationships with sensitivity and awareness of each individual's circumstances. By doing so, we can foster more meaningful and respectful connections that enhance the quality of life for everyone involved. 2. Frequent visits among the elderly, while seemingly enriching, can sometimes lead to unforeseen complications. In old age, one of the greatest fears is the feeling of having nothing to do or being isolated. Having someone to chat with can be incredibly comforting and fulfilling, which is why many elderly individuals who share a good rapport with their neighbors choose to visit each other regularly to pass the time. These interactions can make their days feel fuller and more vibrant, fostering a sense of community and belonging. However, despite the apparent benefits, frequent visits might not always be as positive as they seem. When multiple people gather, the conversations can become more complex and multifaceted, increasing the likelihood of misunderstandings or accidental offense. With more voices and opinions in the mix, there's a higher chance that someone might say something inappropriate or inadvertently touch on sensitive topics, leading to unnecessary tension and disputes. These small conflicts can accumulate, making social interactions less enjoyable and more stressful than they initially appear. Miss Wang, who lives upstairs, encapsulates this dilemma perfectly. She often remarks, "I'd rather stay home alone watching dramas than visit others." Her preference stems from past experiences where her visits led to conflicts within her family. Specifically, Miss Wang had disagreements with her daughter-in-law that arose directly from her frequent visits. These conflicts were severe enough that her son reprimanded her harshly, highlighting the potential for social interactions to create familial strain. Despite these challenges, Miss Wang remains an enthusiastic and active member of her community. After retiring, she found joy in dancing in the square alongside other ladies from the neighborhood. On rainy days, when outdoor activities are less feasible, Miss Wang and her friends take turns visiting each other's homes to chat and share meals. This routine provided her with both companionship and a sense of purpose, allowing her to maintain social connections while adapting to changing circumstances. However, not all interactions went smoothly. On one occasion at Ms. Lee's home, the conversation turned to relationships with daughters-in-law. Miss Wang casually mentioned her daughter-in-law's lack of initiative at home and commented on how marrying an only child had its drawbacks, particularly because it led to her daughter-in-law being somewhat spoiled. Although Miss Wang intended these remarks to be light-hearted and conversational, they inadvertently reached her daughter-in-law's ears. This led to her daughter-in-law feeling that Miss Wang was dissatisfied with her and perceived her marriage as being above her station. The fallout from this misunderstanding created an awkward and tense atmosphere within the household. Miss Wang found herself wanting to explain her true intentions, but her daughter-in-law responded with a cold and distant attitude. Adding to the discomfort, her son scolded her for what he perceived as gossiping, further straining their relationship. This series of events made Miss Wang reassess the value of her frequent visits, leading her to conclude that such interactions were more harmful than beneficial. As a result, Miss Wang decided to adjust her social habits. She recognized that while dancing together and enjoying each other's company was valuable, discussing personal matters about others could lead to misunderstandings and conflicts. By limiting the topics of conversation and avoiding getting too close, she aimed to preserve her relationships without causing unnecessary tension. Miss Wang realized that too many words and too much familiarity could easily lead to situations where things might be misunderstood or twisted, ultimately causing more harm than good. Miss Wang's experience highlights a common issue among the elderly: the delicate balance between maintaining social connections and preserving familial harmony. While the desire to stay connected and engaged is strong, it's essential to navigate these relationships with care and sensitivity. Understanding the potential for conflicts and being mindful of how conversations can impact others can help prevent unnecessary troubles and maintain peaceful, respectful relationships. This situation underscores the importance of clear and considerate communication, especially in close-knit communities where personal boundaries and family dynamics play a significant role. By being aware of how their words and actions affect others, elderly individuals can foster more harmonious interactions, ensuring that their social lives remain fulfilling without causing distress to themselves or those around them. In essence, while frequent visits can provide valuable companionship and alleviate feelings of loneliness, they also require a thoughtful approach to avoid unintended consequences. Balancing social interactions with respect for personal and familial boundaries is key to maintaining a peaceful and enjoyable life in old age. 3. Different economic conditions can cause psychological imbalance. Even if living in the same community, each family's situation is different. Some are better off, some are worse off. If each stays at home, no problem arises. However, if two families with significant economic differences frequently visit each other, the wealthier one might show superiority, making the less wealthy one uncomfortable, creating a psychological gap. Even the elderly subconsciously compare. After all, everyone wants a better life. Visiting can lead to comparison and jealousy, adding mental burden, making it counterproductive. It's better to live one's own life, neither visiting others easily nor inviting others over. Live in peace. We can observe during festive times, it becomes clear. People used to visit for New Year greetings. Now they prefer staying home, sleeping, and browsing phones. Have people lost interest in traditional celebrations? Not really. Just life is too exhausting, and there's no genuine emotion between people. Visiting and socializing become meaningless unless life slows down and people's hearts return to tranquility. Life's pace will not slow, only quicken, making solitude a preferred lifestyle. Many elderly individuals increasingly prefer solitude over frequent interactions with others. When we are young, we often misunderstand solitude, associating it with loneliness or believing it means having no friends, which can make us feel embarrassed or hesitant to embrace alone time. However, as we grow older, our perspective shifts significantly. We come to realize that living well for oneself, amidst the complexities of life, is one of the greatest successes. This mature understanding allows us to appreciate the value of solitude not as isolation, but as a peaceful and intentional choice that enhances our well-being. In this stage of life, the colder, more solitary existence paradoxically deepens the warmth and love we feel for our family. Indifference to outsiders becomes acceptable because our primary focus shifts to nurturing and cherishing the relationships that matter most. Being sincere and genuine with family members takes precedence, fostering stronger and more meaningful connections. This selective approach to social interactions ensures that our emotional energy is invested in relationships that truly enrich our lives. In old age, maintaining contact with a few close friends and family members is inevitable and beneficial. These relationships provide essential support, companionship, and a sense of continuity. However, it is advisable to avoid frequent visits to others' homes. Instead, if there is a desire to gather and socialize, choosing a neutral external location, such as a cafe, park, or community center, can be more advantageous. This approach not only lightens the physical burden of traveling and adapting to different home environments, but also helps in minimizing potential mental stress that can arise from being in someone else's space. By opting to meet in public places, elderly individuals can enjoy the benefits of social interactions without the added pressure of hosting or being hosted. This strategy creates a win-win situation where both parties can engage comfortably and freely without the constraints and obligations that come with home visits. It eliminates the need for rushing to entertain guests or worrying about maintaining the perfect environment, thereby reducing physical and family-related stress. Moreover, meeting outside allows for more flexible and spontaneous interactions, which can be refreshing and invigorating. It provides opportunities to engage in activities that are enjoyable and stimulating, such as taking a walk, having a meal, or simply enjoying a conversation in a relaxed setting. This flexibility enhances the quality of social interactions, making them more meaningful and less burdensome. Embracing solitude while maintaining selective social connections enables elderly individuals to lead a balanced and fulfilling life. It allows them to prioritize their own comfort and happiness while still enjoying the benefits of companionship and support from loved ones. By understanding and accepting the importance of solitude, the elderly can achieve a harmonious blend of independence and connectedness, ensuring their later years are spent in peace and contentment. In summary, the transition to preferring solitude over frequent social interactions is a natural and healthy progression in old age. It reflects a deeper understanding of personal well-being and the significance of meaningful relationships. By choosing to gather in external venues and limiting home visits, elderly individuals can enjoy a more relaxed and stress-free social life, enhancing their overall quality of life and ensuring that their golden years are truly golden. In old age, hosting guests can be tiring or stressful, leading to many troubles. It's vital to learn to be alone, especially in old age, as people around gradually leave. Adapting to being alone helps face future challenges. Today's sharing ends here. Thank you for watching. If you like the channel, please subscribe. See you in the next video.